Eileo guys, and welcome back. Today's video will be a super evolution guide. This was requested like 2 weeks ago, but the account reviews have just eaten up my time. But don't worry, I'm changing the way that I do the account reviews, so there should be a lot less bulk and a lot more just going into detail about it and having it done and over with, because they can get kind of redundant and they're very time consuming, and talking for a couple hours every day, especially after work, does not do justice to one's voice. But anyways, just a quick, fill you in type of thing. Super evolution is essentially ascending a mon to the next level, but here we can have a choice of what mons that are possible through super evolution at the moment. Please remember that Wild Fang is coming soon, I believe next month. But they definitely benefit from super evolution because I believe their stats increase roughly by 10% across the board. So mons like Dark Miho, which is an HP aggressor, she really benefits from having that 10% of extra HP added to her stats. Same thing with like Nike because of that defense boost. Yuki's, I mean, it helps because her stats are already subpar. Same thing with like Fire Succubus. Fire Succubus, even at Super Evo, still isn't very tanky as an attacker, but it does help her survive a little bit more. But it benefits someone like Light Succubus way too much. Same thing with the Anus. Like Wood Anu definitely takes prime over that, and mons like Fire Leo makes them more tanky, and mons like Wood Leo makes them more tanky. And I meant to say Fire Leo gets more. You get slightly more tanky, but his DPS does increase a lot. So it definitely helps on certain mons more than others. And when you see like multiple super evolutions, that person's probably just flaunting what they have, which is okay. But now in order to farm them, there's no real secret method to this. I do recommend, number one, you have a mon on a siphon set, very minimum, because with siphon sets you're able to run that mon anywheres. You're able to run that mon anywhere that you want, and also it helps keep your clear times down low. If you're not clearing stages out fast enough on extreme, then you're wasting your time. I mean, go ahead and try and farm for super evolution mats as you progress through the story, but don't really expect them to pick up until you get a mon on the siphon set. I mean, there's no other way around it. And now with, I guess, my method of how I do it with super stones is, of course, you check every day and make sure you got one crafted. Like I'm about to craft this one because mine just finished right before this video. But don't ever pay for this. They want 300 Astro Gems for you to finish that now. Just wait today. It's going to take a whole day for it to be finished, but in that whole day it gives you time to do your dailies, it gives you time to slime if you need to, it gives you time to farm out more material for that specific stone. Always try to craft a stone. Always try to craft a stone that you need first. If you don't need any at the moment, still craft it, because a day is a long time and it takes a minimum of 30 days to get all of the stones required. But you do get some from Clan Fest, which is something to take into account. But the way that I farm stones, I of course have mons on siphon sets, which makes this slightly easier. But I always start off here on the top piece of the material. Like this one, for example, is a high chaos shard. What I do is I'll farm the last boss stage on extreme difficulty of whatever stone that I'm trying to get, even if I'm not trying to get that stone. But I'll farm that for at least a couple days minimum, just leveling mons at the same time. Or especially when there's exotics, I'll farm that stage first and get a whole bunch of this material. That way I basically never have to farm it. I mean, there might come a point in time in the future where I have to go back and farm it, but I really don't have to farm it anymore, because that just takes one of the slow parts out. Like the last boss, you can't capture any mons during that stage anyway, so it's not really good for capturing exotics. But I'm just trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Then after that, I like to just move through here, and I try to check every day after I've crafted a stone to see what I'm low on. And I'm low on this low mystic flower over here. So for my farming level, of course, I'm doing Aurora Plateau on extreme. If you can't do it on extreme, do it on hard. If you can't do it on hard, you probably shouldn't be worrying about super evolution right now. I'll be honest with you. You probably shouldn't worry about super evolution right now. You can still work towards it. Is it going to be a game changer? For some, maybe, but if you're having a hard time clearing something out right now, and you think super evoing your Fire Miho will fix that problem, then congratulations, you're wrong. So I just like to go through, and I like to farm excess of that material. Like you can see over here, I have 800 of these from Star Sanctuary because I was just in Star Sanctuary farming out gold. There was like a double XP event. There's the little gold bonus events. Anytime that there's, you know, prime farming time and I'm leveling Amon, that's what I try to do. And the same thing over here. You guys can see how much I have over here as well. I just try to farm in excess of that one unit. Like, I don't farm out 100 of that material and then hop over to the next one because that's going to take all day. I'd rather just dedicate one day, one evening to farming one single area that I need for this stuff and then go to the other one. If not, you're just going to be hopping back and forth every single day trying to get this, trying to get that, trying to get this, and you're just going to have a bad time in my opinion. And you can see I have a whole bunch of that and a whole bunch of that because I tore up Slumbering City. So there's no real guide to this other than farming. And when you farm, go to Seabed Caves for this mid gelatin. Go to Seabed Caves for a day or two, farm there until you get a whole bunch of gelatin. Then after that, you've gotten that for the boss piece from the boss stage. Go over here to Glacial Plains. I need to calm down. Farm that piece out for a couple days. Go over here to Skyfalls. Farm that piece out a couple days. And I do believe the mats. Yep, see the mats coincide with each other. So some of them are for multiple stones, which is great. It's going to save you time in the long run. But it's just building a habit of checking out this tab before you start farming. Every single time that you farm. Does it get redundant? A little bit. But checking out this tab every time you farm, right before you do it, gives you a better idea of where you should farm at. And that's pretty much how I do it. I'm sorry this isn't really much of a guide. It's just insight to how I do it. But, I mean, if you're trying to do Super Evolution, I definitely do recommend a Siphon set. It's definitely possible without a Siphon set. But faster clear times yield to more runs, which yield to a possible higher chance of material. So just remember that, guys. But as always, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.